community. COBRA, it stands for Cabinet Office Briefing Room. It takes place in a meeting room in the Whitehall area. What happens is that very often the Prime Minister, or if not a senior official, senior minister, sometimes Defence Secretary, Home Secretary, will chair a meeting of the most senior officials relevant to the incident. So it might include a Chief Constable or the Metropolitan Police Commissioner, a Chief Fire Officer, a relevant Chief Medical Officer, military personnel, and so on. And he will be getting a briefing about what the authorities know about this incident at the moment, the details, perhaps many of which will not yet be in the public domain, and he'll then be in a position to give instructions about what happens next. So this is a meeting that happens in major emergency situations. The Prime Minister doesn't always chair them, but on this occasion he's flown back early from a meeting in Europe. So it's an indication of the level of seriousness of this particular incident. And the fact also the police have declared this a Plato incident, which is the code name that the police use for a marauding terrorist as the suspected root of this incident, is another indication, if we needed it, of the tier 1 level of seriousness that the British security authorities are making of this incident.
And in terms of Operation Plato, it's not something many of us had heard of before today. How often has that been used before, do you know? Is it something that's been deployed recently?
It's practiced quite a lot, Jane, but we obviously know that the incident at Westminster Bridge was, if you like, the most horrific type of marauding terrorist incident where a person is often on foot, and it can be quite difficult for the police authorities responding to the scene to keep up or to find that individual if he's entered a building. And that's a great fear of the authorities. So here the concern was that an individual was a marauding terrorist. We haven't had absolute confirmation that that's the route that's occurred here, but it certainly looks like it. And I think it's important to recognize here that with this being Yom Kippur, Jane, as you will know, this is the most holy day for the Jewish community. And it's actually a day that many anti-Semites and many others who have a hatred towards Israel, for example, will focus their attentions on this day. I mean, even going back to the Yom Kippur War of 1973, where Israel's neighbors in the its Arab neighbors attacked Israel on Yom Kippur. It's a day that is not actually a day of celebration, it's a day of atonement. It is a day that is supposed to be for reflection of the sins of the past year. And people of the Jewish faith fast on that day. And they actually fast for 25 hours, which is a very long time to go without food or drink. And it's therefore quite weakening if you're fasting for that period of time. And people use this day to attack Jews because they feel, presumably, that it's a soft spot. But here we have a Jewish community, as some of your other guests have been saying this afternoon, who feel under attack in the UK, and they do elsewhere in Europe too. And the fact is they are under attack, and there is a number of people and commentators, of course, both on social media and elsewhere, who conflate the Jewish community with Israel, and the very small Jewish community in the UK, statistically it's only 0.2% of the population of this country, feel under attack. There's a tremendous amount of anti-Semitism on university campuses. There have been episodes of NHS anti-Semitism, especially over the last couple of years, where people don't feel safe getting medical